So one of the things that we're particularly interested in is how critical minerals that are needed for the energy transition are themselves exposed to climate risk, and how these risks overlap with risks to other critical supplies like food and energy production, and the ways that these supply chains are also at risk, and thinking about, for example, to extreme weather events. And so we're looking at these overlapping data sets and trying to understand where are bottlenecks, where are places that we might see supply chains fail. My name is Catherine Brown. I'm a research fellow and also a team leader here at SEI. The ICRA team, or International Climate Risk and Adaptation Team, focuses on what we call transboundary climate risks, which are risks where the impact may happen in one country, but then the effects are felt across national borders. And so in the future, our team is going to be focusing quite a bit on how to, now that we understand these risks a bit better, how to enable cooperation between not just countries, but also the private sector and other actors that need to sort of recognize and own these risks. We also work very closely with the business community here in Sweden to understand how Sweden, which tends to think of itself as a sort of low risk country for climate change, is in fact at very high risk because of our dependence on imported food commodities, for example. My own research connects very closely to our priority on locally led adaptation in trying to enable international institutions to fund and support adaptation that's ongoing and effective at local levels, and also to scale that up. Something that I think is significant that SEI is working very hard to contribute to is the recognition that adaptation is a collective effort, that we are deeply interconnected in our financial systems and our trade systems. Unanswered question for us is, how do we recognize and support adaptation that's already occurring, and then where it is effective and where it is innovative, scale it up? The main stakeholders that I work with are the international financial institutions. So that's the UN and UN climate funds like the Adaptation Fund or the Green Climate Fund, and then also institutions like the World Bank and even the International Monetary Fund. If adaptation is not a collective effort, what we're going to see is fragmentation. We're going to see countries building walls and cutting themselves off from each other. Supply chains and financial interconnections and personal interconnections that keep the world together will start to fray, and we'll really see not collapse of the financial system, but a slow disintegration. I think that's really the threat that we face from climate change.